Welcome back to the channel. So we are back with another back testing session. And oftentimes when you sort of been back testing and you take a break for a few days, it takes a second or so to get back into it. But hopefully we can hit the ground running and sort of just crack on straight into it and see where we're at. So the idea of today is, so we know from the economic calendar for this week that we have NFP on Friday, as in tomorrow. So I'm not going to trade that day from a backtesting standpoint, even though it's backtesting. Not going to do it. So we're going to fast forward now we're going to move forward. We'll have a look at the price action for NFP. We'll certainly have a look. And then, we'll let price sort of play out, and then we're going to fast forward on to Tuesday, and then we're going to pick everything up on Tuesday. Now, Tuesday, there is no news Monday, Tuesday. Then we have news Wednesday, CPI Thursday, and then news on Friday. So hopefully if we can take something from the market on Tuesday, Wednesday, that would be wonderful. So what we're going to do is we are here. We are going to let hold on. Where's the oh, it's all the way down here. Okay, fine. We're going to let this play. Put that go on. Let's put it in the middle, at the bottom in the middle. I'm gonna go to M15. So we're gonna let sort of Friday all the way through to Friday's price action play out. I'm gonna leave it on the hourly time frame, and then we'll sort of pick up once Friday's completed. Then we'll fast forward on to Tuesday. Whether an opportunity presented itself or not, it's not really that important, I don't believe. But let's see. Where are we? This is Friday, so we haven't seen NFP. Hourly's looking very bearish. But let's see what happens. Consolidating prior to NFP, and then must be. Let's have a look. Okay, we'll stop it there. And what we've got there, it's got to be Sunday open. Yeah. So we want to go to next day open. Should be Monday. Okay, fine. Let's go to next session. Okay. Go to next session. That'll be fine for now. Now I'm going to clear the chart. So this is going to be a slightly longer video because we are going to do a top down. Okay. So we're going to do a top down. Like so, and I don't know why this seems to do this. Okay. 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 So So this is the new week, previous week high. So we can certainly mark that up, and I will put some proper annotations on that. As we get into the lower time frames, and I kind of can discern more clearly what the levels are. Okay. I'm gonna do that. We don't have a low, so let's do that. Okay. 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 So first and foremost, I just want to I want to get all of the sort of key PD arrays that I specifically look for all situated. So we can see that we had SMT there, which is good to know. So we'll put that there. I'm just going to make a note of this. Let's just put that in there for now. Just more so as a reference. Yeah, not for anything specific. I just want it as a reference for now. Nothing there for us to concern ourselves. So we're going to drop down. I'm just going to drop down to the 4 hour very quickly, because I want to see. Okay, so that high. And that high. What's that date? Okay, that is fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll put that in. So we've got that there with that there. I'm putting that in just kind of confirmed what NFP was likely to do, and we want to just get it's more so of a partial on NQ, but again I just want to more so reference. So anyway, so this is Is it Q1? Yeah, I think it's Q1. Okay. So we've got that, and then obviously we've got the Q4. Okay. What did I do that for? Right. That's where we're at. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So now let's get into the right. So well, we've kind of don't do that. So if we got maybe there on a mark. That's the hate. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong time frame. Jesus. 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 Okay. So yes, we had, in actual fact, although we had that, we also had this. Let's go, yeah. So I want that in. It's key. We've got the aligned here. Oh, okay. Now let's worry about what we've got going further lower. Yes. That one, no, because we are on that specific day, so that's not formed. So I certainly want, I'm interested by that. But let's do it that way. Okay. So we have that on the daily. That's going to be quite key. I'm going to drop down to the 4 hour. See what we've got. So Monday, well, yeah, let's have a look at, actually, let's start off with, yeah, okay. So this is Q2. Okay. Now we can start looking at the other elements of what we've got. So we've got Monday there, that's Monday's high. Monday's high. In terms of Monday's low, no, there's no clear low. And we don't really need to, and then yeah, Friday there wasn't anything, so that's fine for Monday, so we're just going to mark that up. Okay, so we have that in play. Now we can see the fair value gap here. Excuse me. So I want to mark this up. It's a line between ES and NQ. Okay. I don't think there's really too much to mark up. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't really think there's much more. It certainly seems the market is favoured to go in a direction. Bear with me a second. Right, so now that we've got to this stage, it's time for us to, for the 7th, not the 7th, that's because we're on the 4 hour, but for the 8th, Tuesday the 8th, take some notes and ultimately set up a game plan, if there is one. No guarantee that would be the case, but let's see. So we're going to start off with IOF. So bear with me. Okay, so if we are looking at the daily time frame, this is clearly to the downside following the high time frame displacement, which we know because we left a clear imbalance. So leaving a clear imbalance, which was also initiated by the high time frame Kraken correlation at the CB daily. So we kind of had two high time frame Kraken correlations there. We obviously had the PDA SMT, but we also had the SMT up there as well. So there were two confluences to support lower prices for Thursday. I think I'd made note that we had no low time frame framework to engage, so something to note there. Okay, so that's our first observation. Yeah, that's fine. So now relative to the H4, the H4TF is also bearish in alignment with the daily. We can also see how the market has manipulated old highs whilst displacing through old lows. Okay, so that supports the idea of lower prices. So we don't need to be too technical about that. That's pretty. It's yeah, certainly pretty obvious from that regard. So we sort of fathom our view from that. Just bear with me. Okay, so yes, so ERL, IRL. Okay, so again, if we go back out to, let's start back at the weekly. So we had this internal range, market traded down to this external range. So ultimately, that had delivered from a weekly standpoint. If we go back to the daily, well, as we can see that once we had purged below here, we traded back up into this CB. So internal range liquidity, and we're looking at external range liquidity. Okay, so the market traded up into internal range liquidity in the form of the CB daily, where I noted the high time frame SMT at the high time frame. No, sorry, we don't need that part. SMT setting the stage for lower prices. The market confirmed the high time frame cracking correlation. Therefore, my focus now turns to the old low. Old low weekly as the near term high time frame DOL. Okay, pretty simple stuff. But we're going to add to that. We're going to add to that. Okay, so in order to see price continue to the high time frame drawn liquidity, I would want to see I'd want to see a high time frame cracking correlation at the highs to confirm a continuation of the high time frame order flow. Now, this could certainly be the case. Would need to see what price does. I suspect that price will just continue and rally down to that high time frame drawn liquidity quickly. We may see the market retrace up into that CB, find support, and then continue lower. There will be possibilities in terms of what we can do from that perspective, but just looking at how the market is, especially on NQ, I suspect that the market's going to run there. If there's no model for me, there's no model for me. We wait. It's as simple as that. We wait. We're looking for high probability, high value trades. Well, high probability trades in high value areas, underpinned by a clear model and clear game plan. So that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to approach the market. So we just have to wait and see. So now, with that point, So if we just pop out to the daily, we obviously had this SIBI here. So I just want to mark up this candle for a second. Okay, just here, like so. And I want to just go and review that candle. So
here's what Amazon customers are saying about a
Alexa,
topic.
stop. Oh, I tell you, sometimes sometimes. Anyway, so this series of interest, if this daily fair value gap is going to remain open, which thus far it has, we're going to want to see support from this SIBI here within the range of that previous candle, and then that would constitute this as a breakaway gap. So this SIBI is important. Now, again, we may not trade into this SIBI. We may just see price collapse and move lower. It's entirely plausible. So we just again have to wait and see what happens. So SPs. So I have noted the clean and clear swing points above the marketplace, referencing the previous day's high, and where resting liquidity will be. Okay. This has formed above the, obviously, the true week open, supporting the idea of high probability shorts if we trade up to that level. It's not guaranteed, because if we trade up to that level, we could quite easily see price continue higher to purge liquidity at the larger liquidity pool above it. So, but if we were currently going to support high probability shorts, it's likely to form from somewhere in that area. Okay, so let's go TO. So currently all members are below their respective true week open, supporting the idea of high probability longs because of where current price is, which is important. Now, again, I envisage that all members are going to trade below their old low. Now, if we're going to frame something higher, it's likely. Well, we just have to see how price forms. I think that's the best thing to advise. We'll see how price forms. Okay, but we've got market symmetry. So regarding below in relationship to the TO, so we're looking good on that front. So current correlation. I have not noted any near-term high time frame cracking correlation to support a trade idea, which is true. I haven't seen one yet. Now we could say, let's just get rid of this now. In fact, could use this. Put that here. Put that there. Oh dear. $336. I don't think that's okay. There we go. So we've got that there. And then but also just bear in mind, I'm not talking about PDASMT here. Although, no, technically, no, I am, and we do have that here. So if we take that candle there, if we note with this one right there, we do have that there, and we have there, and it also pays to just go and check YM. YM was up there, so you know, it's useful to know. And that was on, that'd have been on Monday, but again, we don't trade on Monday, so okay, so let's just make that note. So I've noted the PDASMT. At the highs, supporting the idea of lower prices, which was delivered whilst also confirming IOF. So, you know, we've noted that that's what initiated the move lower on Monday, and supports the likelihood of seeing lower prices. So I'm just going to mark this up. Okay, so there we are. So finally it will be down to game plan, which I'm not going to mark up just yet. So what we're going to do is drop to the hourly. Okay. Let's have a look at what's going on the hourly. See if there's anything that we need to know. So, hold on. No, okay. So we've got let's just do that. And in fact, I want to do that. There we go. Relative equal. Yeah, I mean these are. Okay, let's just get the key price levels in. There's no need to take a view yet. We will in a second, and then we'll be able to formulate game plans. Oh Jesus! Why is this? There we go. Okay, so just want to put those there. Oh, those there. Okay. Sorry, that's just what I like to do. Oh, okay. Okay, so we want to see that. Now, like I said, you've got to fall in love with the process of annotating your charts and stuff, because this is a business at the end of the day. This is how we have to treat it. Backtesting is not a game. You've got to treat it as though this was real life. You do see a lot of, I use the term gurus, influencers, whatever you want to call them. I see a lot of them. Oftentimes, sort of skip through backtesting like it's just a game. I treat this as though this is a working session, right? That's how I look at it. So, some people may look at it that way, other people may not. It's entirely up to them. I certainly look at it that way because it matters, and if you want to improve and develop, then you've got to start looking at it from that perspective. Otherwise, you never will. Okay. Okay, so we can see obviously how the market's found support there. The other thing to note is the BPR, which I always think is an important PDRA. So we're just going to mark that up. Oh, no. Okay. So yeah, as I said, you've got to pride yourself on doing this part. If you're just going to come to backtesting just so you can click through quickly and see how much profit you've made, you will learn absolutely nothing. You want to simulate this process as close to real life as you can. You'll get people who'll say, "Oh, it's pointless. It's this." That's fine. That's their opinion. I'm not going to sit here and arm wrestle them. It's their opinion. But for me, super important. So I'm looking at downside right now. We've obviously traded into a key price level, which is going to be extremely interesting. I just want to go back out to here because we are at this key price level. Excuse me. Let me just see what the high is of this candle. 379.25. Okay, so hasn't yet, but I'm going to mark that. As There's that. And then I want the other to be there for now. So let me just make certain. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm also thinking about this high up here, but okay, let's just we'll work with that for now. Okay, so this is where we're at. Okay, so excuse me a second. Oh, apologies. There we go. Okay. So now it's time to determine our game plan. We've got more information, further information now to hand, and we can now start to look at what we think. So, starting off with, I'm just going to go to the H4. So starting off with high time frame moves lower. So we're naturally above the we're above the true week open. We're trading up into a SIBI. So this could set the stage from a higher time frame standpoint, could set the stage for the Forever Plus model. So that's a model. So I'm going to be looking at that one. With the market trading up into the CBH4. Okay, to seek lower prices. So that is certainly one. So I want the higher time frame frameworks first. Okay. Now, if price was to trade all the way up to the previous day's high, but by which time I'd like to believe that it's supported a trade idea higher. I'm not anticipating price to trade that high. Certainly not today. I mean, it can do. I'm not saying that couldn't be the case. Certainly, with the lack of imbalances above the market on the Dow, that could support the idea of that trading up above its previous day's high, whilst ES and NQ failed to do so, trading up into an imbalance within the premium of the range. That's possible. Okay, so I will note it. So with the Dow not having any imbalances above the marketplace, we could see it trade up into the previous day's high, where we could see an high time for a cracking correlation. Okay, so that's more of a long shot, if I'm honest. Certainly more of a long shot. Yeah, naturally, I want to see a high time frame framework. Yeah, that's certainly what I would prefer to see. Let me just drop down to the hourly. Yeah, I'm not really anticipating London to. Let's just. Okay. Not really looking at this level. And if I'm honest, I don't believe it's actually this level. I think this level is the key level. If I'm honest. But we'll leave it at this for now. But I actually think the high level is the main one. I've just noticed something which is really killing my OCD. Right, okay, let's keep this moving. We've done all of our particulars. We know that there's no news, but we know that we have guaranteed volatility in the form of the equities open, so we're going to mark that up. Okay. There we go. So we're going to drop this down to the 5 minute. I'm anticipating all of them to sort of trade higher, but let's press play to at least actually until at least the news embargo, which we want to see that definitely. Okay, so we're on the 15 minute. So we're looking for, we've got the two higher time frame models. Let's see what we have. Okay, so they both traded above the ASR, which is what we anticipated. So H1 PD array, and what we are seeing, if we just go back to the we can see how they've all traded above. So we can get rid of this key level here, because we don't need that anymore, because they've all traded above that. This, like I said, this one I don't believe, I'm not sure about that one, but it's fine. It's certainly fine, and we will need to come revisit the H4. So let's just go back to the H1, see what we've got here. Okay, let's go back to the 15. See what we've got. So we have got some short trades. Now, the question may be, well, do we have anything long? Well, to me, currently, the answer to that question is no. There isn't anything for supporting a long position. I don't have anything for a long position based on our high time frame ERL IRL. So no, I'm not looking for anything long until I get confirmation from as a high time frame Kraken correlation that longs are the play. Then and only then will I look at longs. Okay, so let's we're not yet at the news embargo, so good grief. There's, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing for me to do. Okay. Right, so reason being now, which is important, is I want to determine the breaker. So from between a certain high, could well be this high. I'm not really seeing. Let's just go out to the hourly. I'm not seeing anything clean in terms of a breaker. I don't like the breaker to be on the same candle. We have this one, but they're all inside of this candle here, which yeah, well, we do have an overlapping fair value gap. So that fair value gap is, you could argue is key. I would probably, if the market wants to displace lower now, I'd be waiting for an hourly fair value gap. So we're going to continue to equities open, see if the market wants to displace lower, and that in itself could form another model in a low time frame model. So I'm just going to pop this one in. We don't have inception because we got symmetry at the highs, so we don't have inception. So if the market finds support at the CBH4, which is the CB that we were anticipating if we remember the daily candle. So if we find support at the CBH4, then we could look to identify, for me, the forever model for a continuation of lower prices. Okay, so that would be my next model. But in order for us to get that, I do need to see an hourly CB form, and right now we haven't got that. As you can see, everything is overlapping here. But if we look at the H4, we are seeing a rejection from this CIBI, which is good, but we're not seeing a model yet. So let's go to equities open. See that play button. Interesting. Very interesting. So currently, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing. So if we zoom out to this 4-hourly CIBI, the only way in which something could form is if the Dow decides to trade above this key price level. And again, a bit unsure about this key price level, but for the time being, we'll utilize it to our benefit. And it is part of the model, so that's fine. The key ones are this. Let's use this one and that one there, but we can go with that. Okay, so high time frame, we want to see some support, and that would potentially yield a low time frame opportunity. London was purged across them all, so we don't really have anything else to look at. So let's see if we have a continuation of higher prices. No, we got that sell-off. So those who would have had the breaker, the unicorn model inside of this fair value gap, they would be happy right about now. No model, definitely no model for me. So is what it is. And I'd anticipate now we see the market continue lower, especially after equities open. I would anticipate the market to continue lower. So let me just check the hourly. See if we've got anything on the hourly. So no fair value gaps, as you can see. There's nothing there. So yeah, no position for us to engage the market. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. Those London lows. Ooh, wow. Where did... Okay, so that's lunch. So we're certainly out of our trade execution window, but this is uncanny. I mean, where did this come from? This large candle at lunchtime, which really changes the scope of what's going on here. London wasn't purged. Looks like it's really sort of wanting to seek a deep discount. Well, let's have a look and see where it wants to go. Oh, hang on. Potential SMT. I doubt it, but potential. You would need to see an engulfment of this candle here. Potentially. Accidentally clicked on, but it's fine because the market's now in the PM session. So what did we see? Yep, trade. Okay, so what did I say was the key level that we like is this one. So we can take that there. just pop a line on this. That was the level that I said that's the key level. The other one was fine, but it wasn't one that I had strong thoughts, feelings about. So this is still on the H4. Just going to use this for now, just to. Okay, so if we were looking at this now, we have got, you know, various liquidity purges. I mean, looking for the M5. I mean, the order block is it's difficult in itself. If I'm honest with you, I mean, because now we are essentially saying these three. So what time were we? 1:45. Displacement here. Yeah, so I mean, either or here by the looks of things. Let's just continue lower. I'm not planning to take a trade in. Yeah, I mean, now we're assuming this is the order block. If we look at where price has traded to, we'd be assuming the order block at here. There. Okay, we've had displacement, so no reason why we wouldn't see any further lower prices if being brutally honest. I know it seems relatively, now we've had that high time frame correlation, there's no real reason why we wouldn't see lower prices. We might get an order block tag, but really we should see lower prices, but we'll see. Where are we? There. Okay, and I think we're getting towards the close of two more candles. There you go. So I mean, you know, if you were 42 points, you'd be targeting that low, but look at the time. It's 4:14. You probably get that taken out there, and that would, you know, be essentially your trade on ES as the leader to the downside. So fortunately, that's where we got with that. As I said, I'm not planning on taking trades outside of the New York AM session, hence why I wouldn't have taken that. But as you could see, we'd have got the order block tag, and we could have taken a short position lower, and that would have probably have ran down to, I'm assuming, let's have a look, does it purge the London low? Okay, let's just see what time it is. No, see, now we've had the sort of jump in hours, so yeah, not quite getting down there, but you know, you would have still taken a 1.8 or something along those lines. So the game plan 1 Forever Mother was the correct one that panned out, and it was from a higher level. So I think now that's confirmed to me that there's no point having the middle level in there. We either have the first level or the second level. If we get symmetry, we get symmetry. We move on. We can formulate a low time frame framework, move off of that. So no real alarm bells, if you will, of concern. Um, so just for completeness for peeps, I think that was with YM. Okay, and that was the key. So in actual fact, it's actually been quite enjoyable. So in the end, this wasn't low probability conditions; it was high probability conditions. Unfortunately, outside of our trade execution window, but nonetheless, an opportunity could have been presented for a short. And hopefully now you guys are starting to see that with the formation of specific models which give you and provide you clarity, a specific game plan provides you clarity, there's absolutely no need to be concerned. I think if you will, I would say my only issue, but where I can improve from this session is just focus on the key levels that matter to me. The middle one, yes, but it's not particularly a strong one. The lower and the higher were certainly the ones. So hopefully you guys have taken something from this session. I think it was actually a really good one, although there was no trade. I actually think it was a really positive one, and had I taken a position during the PM session, then there certainly would have been something to have been had there. But I want to concentrate solely on the I want to concentrate solely on the AM session. So hopefully you took something away. Maybe there was something you can add to your models. Maybe you saw something in how I was assessing the market and reviewing where my opportunities will potentially lie. And maybe that's some of that planning you can implement within your own models. Implement your own models. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys. Before I go, I don't often say this, but please be sure to hit the like button if you've taken something away, found it useful, and don't be a stranger to subscribe to the channel. Certainly want to try and build a community here of like-minded traders. As you've probably gathered through this backtesting session so far, I'm pretty straight talking. I have my views on certain things, but ultimately I believe in the fact that all successes can be accomplished. All successes can be accomplished through, just build your trading success through consistent journaling. That involves backtesting, journaling where you've gone right, wrong. That also includes some of my other videos on the channel, my weekly price action journal videos, and soon to come my daily price action journal videos. And there'll be many more things coming. So yes, if you enjoy the content, please hit the thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.